Hello and welcome to today's discussion. So today we are going to discuss the today's geography related current affairs issues, and here today we will discuss about the different topics which are over here, and in this we will go on to discuss four major current events, four major topics that are today's important current affairs issues with respect to civil services, with respect to any of the state PCS exam in which you are going to appear. And in this we will discuss about the sovereign estuary tidal energy initiative that is going to be implemented in the United Kingdom. Thereafter, what are its importance? What are its initiatives? Thereafter, increasing humidity at the global level. Thereafter, the March 2025 North America storm complex, how it is impacting the region, that is the North American region. Thereafter, we will discuss about the soil fertility map that is going to be prepared by Indian government for complete country, and thereafter what should be its recommendation regarding the soil fertility and its related issues. So watch the video till the end because it is going to be very informative video and very important video also with respect to the civil services exam, as well as if you have not subscribed the channel, go on to subscribe the channel so as to get notified whenever we upload such informative videos and to get the regular current affairs and the other issues. So let us start with the discussion. So the first thing over here is this oceanic estuary tidal energy initiative harnessing the renewable energy from the coastal geography. Okay, so this is the Severn estuary located between England and Wales. So this is the map of this estuary that is located between England and Wales. This is the Severn estuary, you can see over here. This is the Wales region and this is the England region, and in between this Severn estuary is located, and here it is a region that boasts one of the world's highest tidal range. So here the tidal range is around 15 meters. Tidal range is around 15 meters, and it is one of the highest tidal range in the world also, which is quite conducive for harnessing the tidal energy in this region, and it is making it a prime candidate for the tidal energy project because of this high range of tide, as well as this sovereign energy development commission has been established for this initiative to make it functional, to study this, to study the feasibility, to study the cost involved, to study the benefits and the other things of this project. And in this, the key developments that were there in the past few years. So basically the feasibility study was the first thing that was done in this region for the tidal energy generation from this location, and here a comprehensive year-long study was involved, and in this 500 experts were there to study the feasibility of generation of tidal energy from this region, from this estuary, and it was concluded that constructing a tidal energy lagoon in the Severn estuary region is both feasible and economically beneficial. It was the conclusion of this study by this commission, and hereover it was realized that if the energy is generated from this region, it is going to be quite beneficial for the country as a whole, and it will be beneficial for the from the environmental perspective also, and this may prove a reliable source of renewable energy in the region. However, the financial implications were also studied in this region for the implementation of this project, and during this study of this financial feasibility and implications, then it was realized that the initial government investment that will be needed for this project will be around 100 million pounds, right? However, it may go up to a range of between 2 billion pound to 40 billion pound. So the cost overshoot or the total project cost will be very high. The initial cost is quite low, but the final cost or the total cost is going to be very high, which is going to be a huge financial burden on the government of Britain also. And this is a substantial investment that is needed, which underscores the project scale also and its potential impact on the UK's energy landscape also. It will have a good impact. However, the financial feasibility is a big matter of concern for the government itself, because 40 billion pound is a huge money. It's a huge chunk of money that will be needed. However, the environmental concerns are also there, so the environment should be also considered before the implementation of such projects. And for this matter, here the environmental impact on the estuarine ecosystem is a big concern that has been raised by the environmentalists and various groups, social uh, communities and the social civil societies also. And this is necessitates the substantial government support for the study of this impact of the environment and impact on the environment and the related issues in this region also. The implementation of the sustainable mitigation strategies is also needed in this region. So there should be such strategies which should mitigate the environmental impact due to this project. And what kind of environmental impact could be there? So if we talk about the geographical significance of this project, so the first thing is that the tidal energy potential is huge in this region, as the range of the tides is 15 meters, and it is a ideal location for the tidal power generation. But here it is highlighting that the importance of the geographical features in the renewable energy projects. And why we are studying this? If UK is going to implement this project, then what is the need that we should study this project, and we should what we could learn from this project? So basically, here what happens in India also, the experimental tidal energy generation plants are being erected in the Gulf of Khambat, and India is also trying to harness the tidal energy because of its large coastline. India is also having several locations from where this kind of tidal energy can be generated, so India can learn. A good amount of information can be collected from this project, and for that matter it is needed to be studied from the Indian perspective. And this highlights the importance of geographical features in renewable energy projects, right? Now the coastal ecosystem, what would be the impact on the coastal ecosystem or that of the coastal environment, right? So ecology. So here the potential impact on the sediments dynamics and the marine biodiversity will be there. So basically the sedimentation of the estuary that will get impacted due to the development of this lagoon, tidal energy lagoon, as well as the marine biodiversity will also get impacted. And there is a need for a careful environmental assessment in the coastal development projects also. So first of all, the environmental impact assessment should be done properly so as to understand the impact of the project on this coastal ecosystem. Now, the next topic is increasing humidity in global cities and the climate whiplash effect. Climate whiplash effect. So here what happens, over half of the world's most populated cities are experiencing the increased level of humidity in their atmosphere. Microclimatic zones are getting developed in these regions, and this is impacting the local climate. Particularly, it is pronounced in the South Asian region, and in that also several Indian cities are among the top 10 affected cities due to this high level of humidity in the microclimatic zones of the region, and the cities are getting impacted because of this. And what is climate whiplash? What is climate whiplash? So first, it is the refers to the extreme oscillations between the dry and wet conditions leading to unpredictable climatic patterns. So here what happens, the intensity of the dry condition will be also extreme, as well as the intensity of the wet condition will also be extreme, and this causes various problems in the management and the other issues. So here what are the challenges? First is that the water resource management becomes very problematic. So the management of the water resource should be done properly to address the problem. Basically, during the dry spells, there will be the water scarcity. Urban planning should be focused on so as to address the problem of water scarcity during the dry spells, as well as the flooding and the water logging situations that may occur due to this problem. Agricultural practices should be planned in a better way so as to address the problem of water logging, surface runoff, as well as during the dry season the scarcity of water, and addressing the problem of the need of irrigation during the dry spells. Thereafter, there is necessity of the adaptive strategies. So all these things should be addressed by the adaptive strategies so as to address the problem of the extremes of dry spells and wet spells, right? So, what is the implication of increasing humidity in the city regions? What are the implications? So, in this, first of all, there will be the health risks. Increased humidity will cause various health issues. So it can exacerbate the heat waves, the spells of heat waves will be there, and this will increase the risk of heat related illnesses. Heat related illnesses, heat strokes, etc., its intensity will get increased, and many of the people will get impacted because of this. This will affect the air quality also, and if the air quality will get affected in any city, then definitely that will worsen the respiratory conditions. So whatever the respiratory conditions will be there, the people will face problem with respect to that, and that will become problematic. Urban infrastructure will also have to be developed in such a way, and there will be need of modification also with respect to the urban infrastructure. So it can be strained. So urban drainage system that will not be in position to accommodate or handle the excess of water that will be received during the wet spells, that will lead to flooding and waterlogging problems. Buildings and the infrastructures may also require modification to withstand the humid conditions. So many of the buildings at present time are not designed in such a way that they can handle the high humidity conditions or waterlogging conditions, like that was witnessed recently in the last summer monsoon season in New Delhi also, where the waterlogging had took a toll on the students. Next is the agricultural impact will be there. So it can affect the crop yields also. The dry spells will reduce the crop yield, as well as the wet spells will damage the whole crop itself. The prevalences of the pest will also increase. Irrigation needs will be need there during the dry spells, and this all will impact the food security of the people. The food security of the citizens will get impacted due to this, right? Now, if we talk about the geographical significance of this situation, then the urban climate dynamics is changing due to this dry and wet spells or the high humidity situations, and there is, it underscores the importance of studying the microclimates of the urban region. So the microclimate of the urban region should be studied in a proper way so as to address the problem of high humidity, heat waves, and the other problems that are arising out of the high level of or the dense urbanization of any urban area and their influence on the broader climatic patterns of that region. So how the urban heat island, the high humidity region, the wet and the dry spells, that can affect the overall climatic pattern of any region. Broader climatic impact will be there, so this should be studied in a proper way so as to address the problem. Now adaptation strategies should be there. What kind of the adaptation strategies is needed for this purpose? So the cities must be developed in a way that they are climate resilient. Their infrastructure should be designed in such a way that they are climate resilient. They should be in position to withstand the high intensity climate fluctuations. Thereafter, the policies to mitigate the effects of the increased humidity should be there. So the government should formulate the policies so as to address the problems of increased instances of high humidity. Now the next topic is the complex case study. So here the heat wave or the tornado complex case study is there and the weather events related with that. So in this, what is going on in early March 2025, there was a problem of high intensity and high frequency of the tornadoes and hurricanes in United States of America. Basically in North America there was a problem, and significant storm complex affected the southern United States of America, and that brought severe weather conditions, that caused severe weather conditions and that impacted the region severely, and because of that there were various problems. So here that included this weather conditions extremes included tornadoes, strong winds, and heavy rainfall was there in this region. Now, key features. What were the key features of the storms? So, first of all, the tornadoes. What was the impact? First was the tornadoes. At least 4 tornadoes were reported in March 2025 itself in the United States of America. This caused damages to the infrastructure and that posed risk to the communities also. Their life and livelihood both were impacted due to this storm conditions, right? And power outages were also experienced in this region because of the tornadoes and the damages that caused the disruption in the electricity supply system. The infrastructures were damaged, and because of that there were power outages, and over 4 lakh power outages were experienced in this region, particularly impacting the Dallas Fort Worth metroplex. Dallas Fort Worth metroplex was the most affected region of because of this, and as well as casualties were also there. So 2 fatalities were reported because of this, and this was the situation due to this climate extreme or due to this tornado complex or the storm complex. So what is the geographical significance of this? First is severe weather patterns are being experienced in various parts of the world, not only in India or not only in United States of America or any particular region, but it is being experienced throughout the world due to various factors and various impacts on the climate due to the human activities, right? So here it highlights the susceptibility of certain regions to severe weather events. So from this we can analyze that some of the regions are highly susceptible to extreme weather conditions and various issues, and the outcome of the climate change, and it is emphasizing the need for the robust forecasting and preparedness measures that are needed to forecast such kind of events and to address the problem of saving the life and livelihood of the people through the forecast measures. So basically in this, first of all, the people will get informed about the extreme events of the tornadoes, heat waves, storms, etc., so as to save them from any kind of ill impact of this climatic events. And the climate change consideration should be there, so the climate change problem should be addressed. So individual storms cannot be directly attributed basically to the effects of the climate change. However, the changing pattern of these tornadoes, the increasing frequency and intensity of such events aligned with broader climate trends, this can tell us that the climate change is also causing the extreme events of such kind of tornadoes, storms, etc. And for that matter, there is a need to take proactive steps so as to address the problem of climate change. The next important topic is the soil fertility mapping in India. So the government of India is conducting this work, and this project is being implemented to map the soil fertility of Indian soil throughout India. And in this, the Soil and Land Use Survey of India, SLUSI, this is the organization which is responsible for this work, for this project. And this is a transformative project because this will change the whole agricultural outlook or whole agricultural activity, that will transform the whole agricultural work throughout India, because depending on the fertility of the soil, the type of the soil, the nutrient base of the soil, the agriculture of any particular region can be planned, and accordingly the crops can be grown in that particular region. So it is aimed at enhancing the soil health through digital soil fertility mapping. Basically, this will be utilized to ensure the better soil health condition of different regions. Basically, what happens, many of the times the farmers for higher income go on to cultivate such crops in their field which is not suitable agroclimatically as per the condition of the soil of that particular region, but they go on to cultivate that for higher income, and in a long run they go on to lose the income because of deteriorating soil health and soil fertility. So as to address this problem, this is being done, and this utilizes the geospatial techniques to map the soil of India, and the data from soil health card database will be pulled in to complete this map, to prepare this map. So already more than 22 crore soil health card has been issued to the farmers, and this database will be very helpful to prepare the map of the soil of different regions of India. And this will be helpful to provide the farmers with precise information about the soil condition of their soil or their field, right? And here, what are the objectives of this initiative? What is the objective of this initiative? Why the government is doing this? So basically, first is to for the soil health assessment, and here this is to evaluate the soil fertility and health across the various regions of India, and to address the problems related to the soil health in India. Thereafter, identifying the nutrient deficiencies and imbalances in different regions, and to address the problem of this nutrient deficiencies and imbalances through the proper cropping pattern, and through the efforts various techniques will be utilized, manuring, organic farming, and the other things will be utilized, as well as agroclimatic based farming will be done in this region. Next is customized fertilizer recommendations will be provided to the farmers, so the farmers will get tailored advice on the application of fertilizer, that what kind of fertilizer they should use, what should be the quantity of fertilizer they should use or apply in their field, and what should be their effort in this, and to optimize the crop yield, maximum output with minimum input should be ensured through this method or through this mapping pattern. And this will also help in maintaining the soil health of any particular region or any particular field, right? And thereafter sustainable land use planning will be done through this map. So here it will assist in policy making, to the policy makers in formulating the strategies for sustainable agriculture based on accurate soil data. So the policy makers will be better informed with respect to the soil fertility, the nutrient type available in the soil, the type of crop for which the soil is suitable, and accordingly the policy makers will plan the agricultural pattern and will formulate the policy as well as the subsidy that should be provided. All these kind of things that will be done scientifically and in a better informed way by the policy makers to handle the situation. So what, how this implementation will be done, how the strategy will be implemented? First is the geospatial technique is being used. Geospatial technique is being used for drawing or developing this map and employing the advanced mapping technologies to create a detailed soil fertility map at regional and national levels. So at the regional level as well as the national level, the soil maps will be developed, and thereafter this soil map will be published, and the data integration will also be done. So there will be utilization of information of the soil health card system, and this will enrich the mapping process and ensure the accuracy at the regional level as well as at the national level, right? Next, the farmer engagement will also be ensured in this whole practice, in this whole effort. So here conducting the workshops and training sessions for the farmers to educate them about the type of fertilizer they should use, the amount of fertilizer they should use, all these kind of things will be, information will be provided to them, and thereafter the training will be provided to them with this respect. Thereafter interpreting the soil data and implementing the recommendation, how they should interpret the soil data and how they can use that data, they can use that information that is provided to them for their benefit, for a scientific and sustainable agricultural practice in their field. So this education and information will be provided to the farmers through the training and workshop sessions. So what is the geographical significance of whole program or the complete practice? First is the precision agriculture. Accuracy and precision will increase with respect to the farming practices, right? So here the initiative promotes the precision farming practices, enhancing the resource use efficiency. So the optimum, or you can say the end utilization of the resources will be done, or the inputs will be done by the farmers. Thereafter reducing the environmental impact. So unscientific use of the fertilizer, chemical fertilizers and pesticides basically causes various environmental impacts also in the locality, and this will get reduced because of the proper and precise use of the fertilizer and the pesticides. Regional soil vulnerability variability will be addressed. So understanding the spatial variations in the soil fertility aids in developing region specific agricultural strategies. So each region will have a tailor made planning for the agricultural practices and for the farming practices in that particular region. So this can be done with this map, having this map will help the government, whether it is the national government or the state government, to address the region specific problems and thereafter planning the region specific agricultural strategies, right? So this is the whole thing. Thank you very much. And one more information is here for you people. We are providing the JPSC complete English medium notes, or you can say the books. This is a complete set of 9 books. And if you want to purchase this, if you are preparing for JPSC civil services, go on to contact us from the contact details that is provided below in the description box, and you can purchase these books from us. Considerable discount is being provided here. The UPSC English medium complete set of 19 books is available. For Hindi medium, a complete set of 20 books is available over here. And in these both books, 50% discount is being provided for the complete set. You can go on to order with the same contact details that is provided in the description box below, as well as the delivery is free of cost, so you don't have to bother about the delivery and the other things. As well as, if you have liked the video, please go on to subscribe the channel, like the video, share the video, and press the bell icon also to get informed whenever we go live or whenever any new informative video is uploaded from our side. Thank you very much and have a nice day.